Hi, hello, and welcome. Today we're going to be talking about Forced Press Games. Now, for those who don't know, Forced Press Games is a limited print company. They started out sometime in like 2019. That's when my particular first order with them, and also my most unfulfilled. So, um, to explain Force Press Games is essentially becoming the third limited company. And what? Is becoming like the third company that is lost to doing their job. We've had one that never put anything out and stole all the money. A second one that put some stuff out and is kind of in some complete standstill in what they're doing. And Force Press Games is quickly becoming the third one up as being a terrible limited print company. So, I have all of these people's Force games and several other games, and I stopped in 2021 when it was clear there was a lot of questionable issues going on here. So, first, let's go over their statement. One of the first times they've ever really talked about their ongoing problems for like 5 years. Statement regarding the ongoing delay. Dear customers, dear partners, for a long time you're waiting for several of our products to be shipped. We are not able to fulfill many orders because we are constantly facing broken promises by our printing partners. Now, in regard to that, I have to say, like, their products are really nice. The ones that I have received, they are some of the most lovely looking packaging and stuff. There's no like really questioning that in my opinion. But at this point, if that's what's holding you up, I think you really need to fucking just get rid of this shit. Like it should take fucking 5 years to release this shit, is what I'm saying. Like, people hassle limited one games on their fucking 1 year it takes for them to release shit. This is ridiculous. Anyway. We have yet again been informed that the company responsible for punching tools is going to delay their delivery due to summer vacation. We sincerely apologize for the situation. Up until now, we haven't provided any detailed information regarding the delay, but we can no longer endure keeping silent. It causes a massive inconvenience to our customers. We are losing trust because we believe the word of our contractors, and we are forced again and again to reschedule our leases without being able to name a concrete date. There are false and defamatory information spreading online, and even threats against us have been made. We and you are facing the consequences of their "we will make you happy" by day X. We are on the home stretch, and then shortly before the delivery date, we yet again receive information about sun holidays, suspicious timed sick leaves, and smoky machines. Another thing that has been happening is failing to make corrections as ordered or providing us the materials not up to our specifics or being subpar in quality. All that, although we have submitted the specs more than 1 year ago. After manufacturing parts that are not fitting the collector edition's inner trays, they even blame us for urging them to hurry after being late for over a half year themselves. So us urging them is a very small neutral stance and must not impact the quality. We are not the ones to blame here. Due to legal reasons, we are obligated to keep the printing company's names confidential for now, but we decided at least disclose some details to you. All punching drawings were submitted April 2023, and I will state I have no idea what they mean by punching. Like, they mentioned this punching machine. I have no idea what that is, to be quite honest. In December 2023, we will promise that everything will be way before Christmas. After that, the excuses start not able to deliver because it's before Christmas, it's between the holidays, staff shortages because of COVID, winter flu, carnival weekend, week, spring holiday season, and now it's summer vacation time. We are waiting for only 5 parts, but unfortunately all collector's editions are affected as one vital part per variant. Mostly the tray for the game itself is missing. Thus the missing parts are halting every release that has been scheduled for release after. Now, I find this very weird because they have, they say collector's editions, and they both have a collector's edition and a standard edition, and this doesn't really explain what's happening with standard editions. Now, standards still get a special box and coin, well, the limited editions obviously come in bigger things, so this still leaves a very, what the fuck are you talking about kind of thing. So far, we have been working with 4 printing companies in Germany that claim to specialize in printing boxes in the required way. Initially, these were all these contractors had taken on the job saying, "We can do it. It's just some simple boxes." At the Force Press Games, we trusted these statements and entrusted them with these tasks. Things seemed to go well at first with every contractor, but gradually unnecessary modifications were made, and the number of defect prints we could not use increased. Unreasonable delays became more and more frequent. There have been cases where we were asked to pay for piles of defective printed material and heaps of garbage that we could not use in any way. This led to us change our contractors repeatedly, resulting in the current situation. Now, look, if this is true, if we're taking this at face value, and if this is true, I have to again go back to what I'm saying. Just drop the extra garbage. Okay? They were nice. Don't get me wrong. But it's not worth a 5-year delay. I'll add all my money up I have tied into this company on the orders I did between 19 and 21. Additional problem is the fact that neither of them were willing to put any deadlines in writing, even after numerous requests, as they feared to be sued for liabilities should they not meet those deadlines. We had reluctantly accepted it, and they would plainly refuse to accept the job, so it's not easy to pursue legal action against them, but nevertheless we have sought legal advice and are fully prepared to enforce our rights and claims and damages. We are currently holding such drastic action as we are moving on, although at a snail's pace. We at Force Press Games intend to manufacture products for collectors that are the highest quality, always of the same color, shape, and haptics. Once the punching tools are finished, again, I don't know what they mean by punching tools. Somebody who has to do with video game manufacturing, maybe they can kind of explain what those are, because they don't talk about at all what those are for. All the shapes established and the color of the outer sleeves matches that of all the previous releases. Then all problems besides the additional time we will need to assemble will disappear, and we should not face any more delays. But a small number of parts continually halt thousands of games from being shipped. Every day we are in contact with the printing partners, visiting the factories in person several times per week, almost hourly phone calls, and yet still we are still facing empty promises, although progress is being made. Just today, we received the confirmation that one of the remaining 5 trays has been prepared. Keeping silent on this matter has led to a lot of consumers to lose faith in us, because it seems that we are just randomly shifting deadlines, false accusations and threats against us increase, which is why we decided to finally go public with the details of the delay. There are various incredible statements accusing us of stealing money and even splitting it up with the developers without any intention of releasing the games we took pre-order money for. In the past, there were such companies, and their fate is still vivid. Force Plus Games is not one of them, and we are not making the reasons for the current delay up. Now, they're obviously referring to two companies that have led to a whole bunch of fucking problems. And they're saying they don't want to be like that. And that's cool, that. But, yeah, it's been like 5 years since, like, my second order. Like, again, we'll get into that after this. Well, all this is going on. There are a lot of projects we are working on. We will reveal them when the time is right, as we do not intend to further being marked as a company that only takes pre-order money and doesn't deliver. We haven't announced a new game for a year and a half, so if we are facing financial trouble, we should have started a pre-order a long time ago to stay afloat. A big thank you to all the loyal customers and all the developers and companies working with us and approaching us for new projects despite the facts. We vow to resolve the issues without giving up, just as we have done for years. Thank you so much for reading this long text to the end. Sincerely, Force Plus Games, and then it got the Japanese language. Okay, so Force Plus Games. Last game they did was a game a lot of people told the developers not to work with them. Chained Echoes, which is a very lovely looking JRPG aesthetic indie game. And that when they announced they were going to work with Force Plus Games, like everyone was like, no, for the love of humanity, don't work with anyone, even Limited One, please, just don't. And they did. They were just like, well, it's a German company. If they fuck up, then just fucking complain of that. That was the developers' thing. And like, if I can find when they announced originally the game, let's see. See if I can find. Nope, it's not in the newest ones related to Echo Chains, but Chained Echoes was the last game that they took pre-orders for, and they have yet to push those out yet. If we go to the website and go to directly in stock, you can see only the really early releases are pretty much the only thing in stock. Now, this company started with a reproduction Game Boy Color game, and they did a few Game Boy Color games here and there. I'm not really into most of those. But they did actually put some stuff. Oh, and they got some Famicom things too. But the original release of games were several Switch versions of games. And then they actually had a few PS4 things come out, which were two shmup games, which were the most recent thing they actually released. Now, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 orders with this company, and only 2 of them have ever been fulfilled. Now, I'm going to go over how much money I have tied into this company right now. So, what do we got here? So, first order. This is why people get mad about when companies take a long time, because when you collect and buy a lot of these, this money adds up to being in the fucking Ethernet quite a bit. And that one. So currently, this company is holding $249.93 from me on orders that aren't fulfilled from 2019 to 2021. And after that, I stopped pre-ordering anything from them. Essentially because they were clearly not fulfilling anything. And like I said, those 2 shmup games on the PS4, those 2 games was something I got, like, I think, let's see, does it say when they got, does it got tracking information here? Let me look here, tracking, assuming the site still has the tracking information. It was delivered in March of last year on the 27th for me, for that. and those were ordered in 2021. So even those took several years to even get out too. But yeah, and those were the most recent thing. Essentially, other than those, pretty much everything they ever put up for pre-orders outside of reproduction type things for the Famicom and Game Boy have essentially been in fucking hell. Now, I have an order for November 30th, 2019, unfulfilled for $104.99. Now, this was a triple set of PS4 games, which I believe either two or one of them ever came out here. Let me double check here. But I believe the third one... Yeah, so the third one, the eventual one, has not came out. But yeah, the other two have came out. So those two are actually in stock. The third one is actually, ironically, what's holding up that order. So two of the three of my triple order actually have came out. It's just the fact that, because that game isn't finished, it hasn't came out. And then every other thing, I believe, are all single piece orders and that. But yeah, none of them have ever came out. And that's not to say I'm not interested in some of these things. There are several games they actually added that are interesting, but it got to the point where it's like I'm not buying anymore because it took forever for anything to ever come out. And because of this, it's like I have no interest of getting any more until they actually release some more shit. Like, especially the older shit. Like, it's one thing... Like, right now, they have a lot of pressure on them to put Chained Echoes out. Because it's a really big, hyped game that a lot of people are really excited about. And the fact that it is just in this fucking... middle of the ground hellhole right now is put a lot of pressure on First Press games, and I would not be shocked if this game comes out before all these other old games. Now, the blog post refers to their collector's editions, but not their regular editions, which all come in a very nice sleeve cover thing. They say they were missing trays for the collector's editions, being what's holding those up. But what's holding up all the regular editions for all of these orders that have yet to ever be fulfilled for several years now? Let alone the third title in the triple set of the PS4 set. Like, my concern at this point is, will it even come out? Because, like... more and more sooner, Sony is eventually going to stop letting developers print out PS4 discs. Now, whether that's going to be sooner or later is hard to say because there's a really big, the PS4 is kind of going through like an Apple II phase where there's a huge consumer base still on the PS4, and many of them have not got PS5 either because of money, interest, their lack of unique games, their betrayal of Japanese shit, censorship, whatever the reasons. So, I imagine PS4 still be in for a good while, but it's a growing concern if it's ever going to actually get released. And it's just like, the last time I even heard anything, there was some problem between First Press Game and the developer last time I ever even read up anything on that third time. So it's really a shit slog. All I can say is, don't give this company any money until they put the fucking money, or our money, I should say, put our money where their mouth is, sadly. If they start releasing some stuff again, I would gladly buy stuff again. But until they start fulfilling orders, because the thing is, other than collector's editions, they've never sold out of any of their games. You can right now buy all of their original released Switch games right now. None of them are sold out. You can buy them. They have been available. So, it's kind of weird, because a lot of companies usually sell out of all those shit. But this company has yet to done that. And this stuff's been available. And the accusations they will forward to is so this one person made a video talking about that in their theory opinion is that they still have a lot of stock of all this shit not sold, and the fact that none of it's sold out up to this point is concerning on their money and their earnings and stuff, which is what their comments about saying, like, claims of us being out of money and shit. That is likely what that is referring to. Now, before anyone wants to buy any of this stuff, yeah, that stuff's there and then it's all cool. And personally, I'm kind of curious if they would just send me the 2 games in the triple set and then maybe just send the third one until they hopefully get done. But either way, this company is quickly going down the shitter, and if they don't really turn around what's going on somehow, their reputation's gonna be done. That nobody trusts this company. Like the fact when Echo Chains announced they were working with this company and everyone like practically universally told them not to, and they did anyway, and now they have all this draw. Because like the Kickstarter for the page actually put a thing out talking about the physical edition because people are upset. People are rightfully upset that nothing's really happening. It's just sitting there. Devs got their money, and nothing's fucking happening. And the devs are just like, if you have a problem, call the German government and get your money back for that. That doesn't work for the rest of us around the world so easily, sadly. And really, like, this is commonly becoming an increasing consumer concern in the gaming industry with these limited one companies. Because, sadly, a lot of people are also concerned about Strictly Limited lately. Because it's been a while since Strictly Limited released anything, too. They put a few things up for pre-order, but they haven't shipped anything out in a little while. And people are kind of concerned that Strictly Limited is running into a similar issue of not getting enough sales and having too much stock and stuff. So, but that's a future topic that I still have trust in Strictly Limited to hopefully keep going forward with the stuff they're doing. But First Press Games is way in the shitter. Like, I mean, the track records are completely different. I'll admit, it has been a while. Like, let me look at Strictly Limited here. Put my hands down for a second. Let's see the last time I got some. But now, I do know there are all several orders that are a bit older with Strictly Limited that they need to get out. Let's see. Last thing I got shipped out was, oh wow, now I can see why they would. See, the last thing I got was September 18th, 2022. So actually, looking at it, has been a little while since I've gotten anything from Strictly Limited, actually. Ooh, that is a little concerning. And I don't want to necessarily go and ring the bell of, like, oh my gosh, they're all going down to that. Let's see. They do have a page talking about what stuff they got getting prepared and getting made right now. So, in the future, we might do a video on Strictly Limited because, yeah, that's starting to get a little concerning too now. This First Press game, I believe they have a release progress. Let's kind of look at the release progress here. So, let's see. Yeah, see, it says finished in production. So, see, this says finished, assembled, finished, production. Like, these are all finished. Now, the one in my triple set here, it says it's finished and it's in production and scheduled for Q2 of 2024, which Q2 should technically be over. We should be going in we should be like in Q3, aren't we? Like, doesn't Doesn't Q4 like in business terms like into September or something? I'm not really good with the whole business quarter thing. But yeah, they just keep changing all this shit and keeping pushing dates back. And yeah, this is just something they just quickly just change. Let's see, let's click the let's see, that's just about shipping prices, not what's actually shipping. But in the be fair, like if you look at their Twitter account, they do show off boxes and things clearly being made. So if they're doing scam territory stuff at this point, they're doing a very good job showing off they're still doing stuff. But I gotta say, while talking about their Twitter, I have to say the fact that I can't remember when they did it, but at some point they stopped letting people reply to their tweets, which was considered one of the first signs of this company really going down the shitter. It is the fact that they don't want to talk or interact with us has continuously been a fucking concern. But yeah, I'm glad in 2021 I stopped pre-ordering their shit because it became clear that they weren't pushing stuff out. And I mean, to be fair, you know, with people commenting on Strictly Limited, I'd hate to say it because I always consider Strictly Limited pretty good, but like, yeah, like for good, well, like if I go back looking like all my stuff in 2021 and 2022 is basically all fulfilled. There's just the occasional one or two releases that were still having some kind of development hell, but then like in 2022 I had one in June and one in August. Let's see, I had something sent to me in September 2022. Yeah, September 22. There were 3 things unfulfilled there, and then after that, everything is just unfulfilled. And yeah, that's a bit concerning. Now, Strictly Limited Games has done a very good job still interacting with people and stuff, so I'm willing to still give them the benefit of the doubt a little bit. But hopefully they will start getting some stuff out, because I would hate to see them get tossed into this shithole too. So we'll have to see how that goes. But again, this is about Force Press Games. Force Press Games has lost the consumer trust basically completely at this point. And like I said, until they stop putting new actual stuff out, I have absolutely no interest in buying any of this stuff, because I'm sick of pre-ordering with them, and I'm not buying any of it until they actually show some physical product out there. Until they get some stuff out there showing that they have these games made, because the Repo stuff's about the only stuff that's really came out. Like they've shown up like cover art, like on their Twitter feed, here's a picture of all kinds of cover art, here's coins they made, stickers and shit, but where's the games? I don't care. Like all these fancy boxes and slip covers and shit, all neat and everything, but where are the fucking games? I want the games. And at this point, I don't care about all this fucking fluff at this point. Just send me my damn fucking games. Like, damn. Is it really that awful? Because I don't, like, it's nice looking shit, like I said, but I don't care. If it's holding up production for 5 fucking years for something I ordered back in 2019, I don't care about the slipcover. I don't care about the fucking coins. Just send me the fucking games. It's just so ridiculous. It's such a joke. And several companies have taken shots at them for this shit too. Like, I don't know if these are just really passionate people wanting to put a good product out so bad they don't understand how much consumer faith they're losing because of this, or whether these or the most delusional scam artists ever. I don't know. Like I said, you can look on the Twitter, they show off shit being made, but it just lacks the fucking games. Either way, as someone who's put money into this company and is waiting on orders, I don't recommend buying anything else from these people. Do not buy anything from these people until they show they have that product in hand. These companies and this company precisely need to be held accountable for this kind of shit. And until they can own, they'll fucking consider. Like, I don't blame anyone for stopping to buy shit, pre-ordering shit. It's ridiculous. It is. But that's the Force Press Games kind of situation. And, you know, it's been a situation for a while. But at this point, people just don't care about them anymore. Those of us who have orders want our fucking games or just give our money back. Which is probably not happening. Most of these companies that have had these issues have ran away with our money, whether it was willingly, potentially, or just because something happened and it all collapsed. But either way, I'm sick of this shit. I am. I'm sick of it. You have to deal with it a lot, sadly, when you do this limited shit. And it's a joke. It's a joke. And I honestly feel like unless this company really starts turning this shit around really fast somehow, they're really going to fucking, they're gonna lose a lot of their consumer base. Like, to be honest, I'll be shocked if they can even recover at this point. I really feel like they've done so much damage. Ignoring people wanting to talk to them or wanting to actually talk about this stuff. I mean, they only just made this announcement in July 9th. So it's a recent thing. Like, but it is where we are now. But yeah, I really wish. I really, really wish that I could, like, believe this company that this is what's happening. Like, I really wish I could, but it's hard to really think it's the situation. I mean, let's look at some of the we tweet quotes, interestingly enough, which is pretty much the only way for anyone to really comment on these fucking people since they block everything now. Let's see. Waiting for his pre-order from Force Press Games to be delivered, but it never is. He is never told why, Willie, thus making him increasingly cynical until he finally accepts his fate. This is not an answer. I get that contractors you hired can mess up, but you can't keep using this excuse again and again. This tells us the customers nothing. Dear Force Press Games, first of all, thank you for finally sharing some more details on the issue. It is critical for trust building. Secondly, I sincerely hope I'll receive my order someday soonish. Thirdly, I'm sorry to hear people are threatening you. That's not okay. And yeah, if anyone is threatening them, that's not cool. That's not cool. I mean, what they're doing isn't cool either, but threatening isn't the answer either. See, none of that explains why they haven't at least ordered the standard editions that come boxed straight from Sony and Nintendo. Also, what's with every post having a Japanese translation? Does anybody in Japan care about a small European publisher? Seems pretentious. I don't really know. The company is in China, in Germany. I don't know why I was going to say China. They're a German company, so that is an interesting question. Why they do have a Japanese translation of all the updates? I don't know. Chained Echoes. So, with this news, have they given you any update on how pre-orders will be fulfilled? I'd like a refund at this point because I have zero confidence that our orders will be fulfilled. This is essentially taking our money and running away with it. Just deliver my Crimson Clover away. Yeah, right. So why can't standard edition? See, again, a lot of people are asking about the standard editions because the post is about collector's editions, or at least that's what they said in it. You said here this only impacts special editions, yet you still haven't sent any standard editions of games people have been waiting 3 years for. You're a joke. Appreciate the transparency. As I posted a few days ago, the games I have ordered for over 2 years still waiting to be shipped, and this doesn't help when I requested a refund on a third year order. It took a month to process and get a response. Quality is good, responsibility is better. Yeah. Yeah, here's one talking about the fact you can't really interact with them on the fucking Twitter at all. But yeah, my experience with the company, I don't trust them. I don't. Anyway, that's like I said, that's what's going on with Force Plus game. Don't give them money. Don't until they start actually delivering on the shit that they promise. That is multiple years. They don't deserve any more money at this point. So don't order anything from them. None of their shit, other than collector's editions, have ever sold out. So it is very unlikely, if any shit even ever does get out, for any of it to be sold out. So it's annoying. It's very frustrating. I don't like seeing this kind of thing, and obviously I don't like my money being flushed down the toilet either. Like, it was already bad with Ronald Games, who ran away with like $100 for me. Fuckers. But I've probably took enough of your time. But that is what it is. Maybe one day they will right the wrongs, and surely I would hope if they did, they would make some kind of, I don't know, goodwill towards those of us who have waited forever at this point. But probably won't. Oh, we will see. Time can change, and forgiveness can be given, but it has to be earned. So, with that, I leave you adieu. Be careful out there in the world. There's a scam around every corner, and they all promise you a reward and a good. You have to be careful, or someone may run with your money, and it's a shame when that happens. We've all experienced it, I'm sure. Till next time, dear viewer, I'll see you on the next car ride in the Velvet Room. Stay chill, be good. Now, I do want to throw in just a little update on what's going on with the channel, too. For those who don't watch stream, I went on a trip to Pennsylvania, and I went and hung out with some friends and stuff. So I was gone momentarily and had some more real world things going on. But I got 2 things for reviews recorded, and this week I will be working on getting those put together and hopefully get one of them in time for next Monday to get things kind of back on rails, because I know review-wise I have been a little behind on my own. But you gotta keep in mind, I'm a one-man crew doing lots of different things while working a full-time job, so it's not always easy with me, especially with real-life stuff. And you know, the real world hasn't necessarily been fantastic. You know, we had a tree fall in our front yard, had to get that taken care of. We had a new roof put on, getting bills taken care of in that sense and stuff. So, yeah. And of course, the weather's been quite awful in the heat right now. So, yeah. So I do apologize. Oh, excuse me. On the lack of reviews getting out. And I'm hopefully going to get that in order here. Otherwise, streaming's been pretty on par normal. Night in the Woods on Monday, Persona Q on Friday, and Oyama. I keep forgetting how to pronounce it. Which I've been really liking that actually on Saturday, and we've been having a little Final Fantasy 14. I got back into 14 with some of my VR friends, so we're having a few sessions of 14 here and there, working into the second story expansion. So I'm also considering picking another day to do some extra streaming. It's been bonking around my head, but a part of me has just been kind of not wanting to add more commitment than I always have. So it's kind of a mixed feeling kind of thing that, but we'll see how it goes. But either way, streaming hasn't really faced too much trouble. Work has been a lot of 30-hour weeks lately, so it's been letting me get a few things done on Thursday. Keep wanting to do an extra stream on Thursday, but it keeps ending up getting delayed by other problems and stuff. Lastly, I did also have to spend. So I want to talk on a little bit about one thing here. About one of the things I've been consuming a lot of my real lifetime. So some people might know Yoku. He appeared in a lot of early VR chat videos I did, and he was an artist who was really, really good at drawing and stuff. He was a very good artist in that. And I became friends with him. What is up with my finger on here? There we go. Just kind of being all jittery. He had a horrifying case of depression happen, and the last 2 years, he has isolated himself and been in a very bad mindset. And I have been on and off trying to help him. Part of my reason for going to Pennsylvania was to actually go see him, like in person. And people who are familiar with the situation with Yoku, because I was not very open about the situation regarding him, because it's not a lot of people's business, to be honest. It's between me and a friend and his issues with his own mental state. Now, like, his mental state doesn't directly relate to me, but because he's a friend, you know, I don't want him to be how he is. That trip to go see him didn't go well, sadly. A lot of people were actually afraid of my own personal safety because of his mindset, of his mind and stuff, and that's, to be fair and understandable. But in my own morals, I can't let a friend be like that. Not without trying to help, or at least offer help. It didn't go well, sadly. I offered help. I offered the ability to try to help him, but there's nothing I can do, and sadly the state doesn't want to do anything either, since he hasn't physically harmed himself or physically harmed anyone else. So the state doesn't really give a shit about his mental well-being until he basically does something like that. So there's not really much else can do regarding him. So I feel bad because I was really hoping to try to really convince him that people cared about him, but he continues to go in the spiral dark direction that he is, and I don't really know what to do at this point in regards to him. Some of us who've been trying to help him over this time have came at a crossroad that we don't know where to go from here. Nothing wants to truly help him unless he actually does something awful, and obviously none of us want him to do something awful. So, and there's nothing we can't force him to do anything. So it's something that's probably no longer going to be in my hands. I have done the last of what I could humanly do, and that is to offer to literally help him in any way I could, and he did not take that offer to be helped. So those are aware of the Yoku situation. That has been something that's taken up a lot of my time lately, and is likely over at this point. As much as, of course, that's not something I wanted, but I understand at the same time there are people who are concerned about my own mental well-being and stuff in regards to the whole situation as well, and I understand that as well. And I sadly have to accept I need to move forward from all this at this point. It will probably be a piece of trauma that I will probably have for the rest of my life to some extent. But my life will go on, and I will treasure the memories that that were good to me. And we'll pray that he can one day recover from his situation. But anyway, I'm sorry for the update and some of that being more darker and serious and taking up more time in the video there. But I wanted to talk a little bit about that because some people have asked, like, well, you've been working 30-hour weeks, so why haven't you been able to, keep some stuff up and, trying to help someone, and that takes time and it's not easy, especially, like, I don't even know the first way to describe how trying to talk to him about this kind of stuff has been like a virtual nightmare. But anyway, we'd be done. If you have any comments or anything you want to ask about First Press Games, feel free to leave a comment down below. I would gladly answer to my best of knowledge. Otherwise, I'll see you all next time. Hopefully next week we will have a new review out and get things a little bit back on schedule. Anyway, thank you for joining me here at the Proving Grounds. Until next time, I'll see you on the bumpy road out there. Be safe, and remember that there's always someone watching over you in the Velvet Room.